welcome to another episode of Peaked. Very excited to get today started. Yeah, man, we're going to have a lot of fun. I just want to introduce my co-host, JP Noda. What is up?
What's up, y'all? How you doing today, Frank?
Good, man. You ready to fucking get lit?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. I'm so excited. I heard one of the greatest edible stories before we started to get into this. Today's guest, Caleb Synan.
That's right.
Yeah, nailed it.
My name has a question
Yep.
in it. It goes up at the end.
My hands are super sweaty because I was so worried about fucking that
Dude,
up.
I have no pride in my family or country. There's no, I will never correct anybody. It means it's just trivia to me.
I love it.
And I think we pronounced it wrong. We changed it from Synan because we weren't proud to be Irish. We were afraid. So it's like, they did it first.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
My wife's Irish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, half of her. I don't know what the other
I hear we're hard to date.
Not at all. I love
okay.
it. Dude, I love gingers and redheads. That's my shit, dog.
Oh, okay.
All right, before we get into my fetishes,
we're coming out blazing.
So we start off with an edible. You don't have to because of the story you just told me.
I got such a bad association.
So I'm going to do 90, and then you're going to tell me about your soda experience.
All right. Well, it was the worst night of my life, for sure. I mean, it was. There's no way death will be scarier than that. Like, I didn't know what was happening because it was Sprig soda, and if anybody knows Sprig, please send them an email. They're the worst. It was the most high powered. I've smoked weed before. Mm-hmm. It's good. I like it.
What's your go-to? Like, so how often do you smoke?
I smoke like every once in a while. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, when it's drinking, it's like at the comedy club, hanging out. It's like more often. And it's like have beers in your fridge. But like, I like to, like, every camping trip, I'm going to smoke some. Everything like that. Like, mostly in the summertime. It's like summertime, like weed time.
Yeah.
And in the winter, it's like whiskey.
But this soda was fucking...
Dude, I don't know anything about milligrams. I didn't even know I had to keep track of that. I was just like, I was keeping track of weed like, puff. There's a lot of smoke. That was a bunch that came out. Or that wasn't much smoke. I'll do one and then see how much smoke. I was counting smoke from the mouth. Mm-hmm. And never heard of a milligram. And I've had one of these sprigs. And I started watching The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, it's a night. I'm going to have my snacks and all that. And then I started getting like, there was one where like Homer like looks in the camera and he's like, this is for the high people. And it was like that things where it's like, oh, those jokes are funny when you're not high, but when you're really high. And I started getting high, and I was like, this is the highest I've ever been. Then easily twice as high in 10 minutes. I didn't know how long it took soda to kick in. Mm-hmm. Miserable. So I would stand up, and then I would forget why, and then I would sit back down, and then I'd be like, what if someone was watching me through my window and saw me stand up and sit down? Which is nothing you would ever think before. And then I'm like, what if I am actually so high that I don't trust the TV? And so I'm like turning it off, and I try to go to bed, immediately fall asleep, have the scariest dreams I've ever had in my life. Like Pixar, like, in what is it? Inside Out, when they go to the dream place, and it's a big clown. He's like, it was that shit. And I've never been afraid of clowns before. It gave me a new fear. And so then I had a cat at the time, and my cat was like snuggled up next to me, and he was like rubbing me with his little cat, which is usually great. Literally felt like lightning. Like my nerves were high. So I'm like, ah! And then he's like, what the fuck is... And so it was it was one of the worst nights I've ever had. I was so high for so long, and it didn't go down. I was just like hours and hours and hours. And
you'd pay a lot of money for that, doc.
I know, but for me, I'm like, I like to be... It would be like if somebody said, hey, there's a new kind of thing. It's kind of like, remember when Mezcal...
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that once until I moved to LA, and then everybody's like, Mezcal. I was like, ooh. But if Mezcal was 30 shots worth of alcohol in one shot, I would say, fuck Mezcal. I don't ever want to be that drunk that fast. Why would I? I want to be a little, like, I just like to ease into it. But man, edible, and I still can't find the right amount. I don't know how you.
So, I mean, I guess JP would probably be the best one to explain edibles and amounts, because this motherfucker takes thousands
of
milligrams.
Milligrams?
The most we're taking is 1,000 or so.
I mean, what does that
I'm sick.
do?
I'm very, very sick.
What do you feel? How, like, because I know what it's like to be sober, and I know what it's like to be a little high. I know what it's like to be pretty high, but I don't like being, like, so how high is that?
So, like, I think it's just it all kind of, like, it quantifies a little differently just how it feels. Like, for me, I'll hit this ceiling of highness, and then the more milligrams I take, it just lasts longer. So I'll get this thing where it's like I hit this ceiling where it's like I'm as high as I can be, but then I'm high for 10 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's normally like 500 or 600 milligrams, depending.
This show has increased my tolerance.
They say the minimum threshold for edibles is about 5 milligrams when people start to feel that psychoactivity. Anything above that, it kind of really depends. But also depends on like sensitivity. There are some people like my mom and my sister even where 2.5 milligrams sends them flying. Like they're just like, I'm good, I'm done. I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, my tolerance is so, like I'll take like 2 hits of a joint, 1 or 2 hits, and then I'm just sitting there with my friends like, your shirt is blue. Yeah. Like I can't, and then I'm like laughing really hard, like I can't get over, like why would it need to be that blue? And everybody's like, the fuck? I get really high.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense. Where I'm like, I look back and I'm like, why was I so impressed with how blue his shirt was?
Today's gonna be a lot.
Today's gonna be a lot of fun. I love how I was like, you should bring a DD just in case. You're like, nah.
Oh, I didn't drive here. I did not drive.
You didn't?
No.
Perfect. Well, eat that edible. No, I'm just.
Oh god. Yeah, we're playing with fire.
All right. So let's start off.
So what, you got a cool mouth thing on yours? What is this? You got
this is just it's just a little spout. Just it really gives it. It's like a straw straight to your lungs.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, go ahead and fry that.
Oh, so, okay. I don't know what I'm doing.
Double
here.
tap. Right.
Double tap.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wow.
And when it vibrates, we'll go.
It vibed.
Oh, it'll vibrate again. Do you remember where we first met?
Probably Denver, I think.
It was Denver.
Yeah, you're opening for Bert. That was great.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
man. Denver is never not fun. Yeah. Every time I'm there, I'm like, this is the greatest.
I had my bachelor party in Denver.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's the best.
Yeah, we went to, dude, Denver's got the best strip clubs.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, wait, what do I do?
You just inhale.
I just inhale? That's it?
So just take a sip like a milkshake. You don't have to hit it like a bong. You can literally just sip it. And then,
it's already going. It's already doing
sip
something.
what you want. You don't have to like clear it. Maybe a little more than that.
Okay, yeah, nothing went in there.
Yeah.
Boom.
That was something.
Right?
It's
smooth, right?
Ooh. That's the first time I've coughed in a year.
So you've never dabbed before?
No.
Okay, so this is a little easier because with regular dabs, it's like a fucking torch and it's very scary.
Yeah. I hate being hot. Like, what is it? Like, it will burn. Like, I had those bowls. I hate bowls. And, like, your lips are hot. Your throat's hot. Your hand's hot. It's, like, burning. I'm like, what the fuck?
They say pipes are, one of the more disgusting
without a doubt, for sure. I would say, because most time when you have, like, a pocket pipe or, like, a spoon pipe, you just never clean it. Like, you use it for, like, 2 years. And it wasn't until, like working at a dispensary and like everything that I realized, like, oh, like you're supposed to clean this. Yes. It tastes like dirt.
Yeah, that's why people, whenever I make coffee for people, they go, "Wow, it's so good." I'm like, "Yeah, I cleaned your shit. Like, you've never cleaned your coffee." There's like bugs in here. Like the back is dirty, the front's dirty. I'm like the bottom has like gross, and I'm just like, clean everything. Yeah. If it's going in you, like it's like you would never just put your food on a dirty plate.
No.
It drives me nuts. Clean your shit. Clean your bong.
Oh, I'm a huge stickler about clean bongs.
Yes. I know it's like weed culture supposed to be, who gives a fuck? No, clean.
I like tasting.
I like that this is so clean.
I like tasting stuff, and that's kind of the beauty of this.
It tastes like weed.
Yeah.
I didn't know if dabs were weed.
Dabs are weed, so it's just like the concentrated form. Like he was saying, it's all the like, so you look at weed and it's got the crystals. It's literally just the process of getting all the crystals, heat and pressure, and then that's like the finest, actually most natural way to smoke weed. A lot of people get turned off because they're like, what is this small thing? Like, isn't regular weed great? It's like, yeah, but you're also like burning a plant. You know what I mean?
Right. That's bad for.
It's not bad, but it's also like you're still inhaling smoke. You know
Yeah.
So some people can't handle like smoke. They just like that vapor. It's just easier for them.
Right. And that's something that drove me nuts because like I've been for weed since the first time I heard of it. The first time I saw it in media, I was just like, well, that seems like the good one. That seems like the good drug.
Yeah.
Like in Andy Griffith, it's like he's sleeping in the jail. He hates his wife. He's a mess. And it's like everything with weed is like awesome.
Yeah.
But it did always, like when people are like, it's not even, smoke is not supposed to be in your lungs.
Yeah.
I know that. Like I know weed's good, but it's still like, I just remember being like, I shouldn't cough and cry this much.
Yeah, now it's like, that's exactly how I know I'm hot.
Just cough.
Oh, Frank's crying again. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, the first time, the first time I smoked in college, I was probably as high as I was with a sprig. I was smoking with these 2 Jewish ladies who like.
It's the best way to get high.
Yeah, they were like the first Jews I ever met. I was from,
they had weed?
I was from Georgia, like rural Georgia. I didn't know any.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, you want to smoke weed? And I was like, these people are great. And they took me to their dorm and we're smoking. And they said they said, you're not going to get high your first time. No one ever does. Just total lie. Which is clearly not true.
It's hit or miss, right?
I definitely got high my first time,
Yeah.
like for sure, like noticeably. But some people say like, no, I don't feel anything.
I got as high. And so what they were saying is they were like, take like 10 hits and of a bowl. So I'm just like hit after hit. I'm coughing. I'm like, this hurts and I don't like it. And they're like, one more hit, one more. So I'm like taking an insane amount of weed. And I was so high I could tell. We're walking back upstairs. We're smoking in the parking lot. We walked back upstairs at the door. And I was like, are these stairs bigger? And they were like, oh, he's high already. And I was like, they're like really big stairs. And then by the time we were at the top, I was like, these stairs are too small. Like I was like trying to get my foot on them. Like, what if I, and then boy, I was insanely high for another long time.
God, I love it.
It was, oh boy, it was bad.
You ready to get in these questions?
Oh, hell yeah.
Perfect. All right. We are back and we are ready. How you feeling?
A little high.
A little high?
I mean, I'm feeling
Scale
as
of 1 to
high.
10.
Okay, 10 is bad. When you get as high as you can get, does that feel good?
Yeah, because my
yeah.
brain is I was talking to my wife about this. She's a psychologist, so we like she sometimes she worries about me self-medicating because I don't like anxiety pills or any of that jazz. And then we like talk about it, and then she was like, I feel like the way I explained it was my head's always so noisy as it is and so ADD. So to have something that kind of like gets me at this baseline to just mellow, it's like, oh, I can actually kind of like, there's no noise.
Right.
going
Okay.
on.
I understand that because my head is, the feeling you get when you like walk into a room and you can't remember why.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel that's my mood all the time.
Oh, I try to get to that all the time.
I don't know. And I'm just like I can't tell if it's good or bad. I'm like, I guess it's good. I guess I don't really need to be in this room. I can go back. That's cool. It feels kind of good. That's how I go through life. Just like, all right. So when I get as high as I can get, I start being like overwhelmed with the amount of thoughts I'm having. I'm not kidding. Where I'm just like, wow. Like I feel like
I can think.
the stereotype about texting dudes, like women will complain. Like I texted him 3 questions, he only answered 1. I'm like, 3's a lot of questions. I'm on his side a little bit. I can't keep track of what I can only see the bottom question on the text.
Yeah.
And when I get really high, I start thinking about tons of that shit. And that's when I'm just like, my brain can't go this fast.
That's amazing.
And I can't. I like to slow the thoughts down.
All right, well, let's get into it. Just double tap again.
Double tap. Which
JP,
side?
what
boy.
are we smoking on?
This round in the dab you took in the intro is going to be a monkey cake. It's a grease monkey and wedding cake. The strains crossed. The taste on that guy is going to be mostly the gas coming from that wedding cake, but it's going to be very, very clean. It's akin to like a gasoline smell. You should kind of taste that.
I'm not like I just have very like just usually joints and stuff. It's just so funny how often I don't know anything anyone's saying here. When you said you're mostly gonna feel the gas off that wedding cake, I was just like, oh man, I didn't hear.
You're like, I have no clue what that means.
I like when I read a book, I have to reread each paragraph twice. I felt like I was just like, I gotta go back to the first thing. Whatever you said that made gas on the wedding cake make sense. I missed all of it. Damn. Okay. All right. What do we do? Just breathing. Okay.
Just a little bit. Yeah, the Grease Monkey, the flower itself is one of my favorite strains in the OG realm. It has a lot of that, like I was saying earlier, gas, but it almost smells like artificial movie theater popcorn butter.
Whoa.
Like it has that like very buttery kind of taste on the end. And so that's kind of like how my close. Anytime I have Grease Monkey, a lot of times you do get that buttery fat taste.
Ooh. Right? It's different, right?
Yeah. I like that. I went off on a thing about movie theaters. Like I went away when you said movie theater butter. I was just like, ooh.
What did they bring up for you?
Oh man. Well, the first Spider-Man, that was a good one.
Yeah.
You ever see that first Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That holds up. It's pretty good. I like that one. But yeah, I think that was the first time I was like, man, I love movies. And then my parents would be like, you saw The Lion King in the theater? I was like, 3. I don't remember that. But yeah, first Spider-Man. Was that? What's your first? The first time you were like, theaters are the shit.
I think it was everyone shits on the first 3 Star Wars movies,
Yeah, man.
but that was the first. Like, I remember sitting in line with my father for hours, going to like waiting to go see it. Like, it was the first movies where like he was like, "I'm taking you out of school. We're gonna fucking get there early. We're gonna," you know what I mean? That was it. So it felt cool for him to do that because I think that's what his dad did when the first 3 Star Wars came out. So like that, So that was like, that's the one thing I remember. And I think we did that for like Harry Potter and a few other movies.
Oh, nice. We always did that for Lord of the Rings. It was like, for some reason, they always came out. I think they scheduled our actual Christmas vacation around those movies because it was always the day it came out in the theater was the last day of school for Christmas break. Yeah. So it was literally, I would be sitting there like, oh my God, as soon as I get picked up, we're going immediately to Lord of the Rings. It was the coolest thing in the world.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There's nothing better than, man. By the way, I saw that the Phantom Menace, which sucks. I saw that in the theater, but I didn't know it sucked.
No, that's the thing is I think a lot of people are like, this movie sucked. When you were a kid, you just have the pure joy of enjoying a movie. You know what
it's not cleaning my room. Yeah. And it's not school.
It isn't
pretty great.
It isn't until you get older that you're just like, oh, people hate movies? Like, how do you hate a movie?
Oh, yeah. I always thought it was rude. I was like, well, look at your wall then. Look at your wall. Someone's showing you a movie. Yeah, and it's Tell them it was good.
Don't get me wrong, there are bad movies, but it's still like an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, and I didn't. By the way, with good movies, I didn't know. It's not like I followed the plot. Yeah. I was a kid. I couldn't tell the difference between a good plot and a shitty plot. I never knew why the next scene was starting. I was just like, oh, more. I don't need it to make sense. I didn't know Jar Jar was racist. I thought he was a frog.
Hey, Caleb, which religion has the hottest missionaries?
Oh, I mean, I think they're all pretty. No. How many even have missionaries?
Well, I guess it's more like, what is that when you say missionaries? Or?
I mean, I feel like that question's set up for me to say Mormon.
I guess it's the only missionaries you think of. Yeah, so I mean, I would say like have the hottest
women.
There you go, or the hottest people in the religion, the hottest followers.
Well, I think I like that
like Nim cult had some pretty hot chicks in it.
Which one? The what? You say Nipcore?
Nimcore cult. You know, it was that guy and the chick from the CW movie. They were like doing like acting exercises, and then they like branded. This is a weird tangent to go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was enjoying it.
It was big in the news. It was called the Nixium cult. Do you remember that one?
Nixium. I thought that was a medicine.
Yeah, it was like a wellness program that they were trying to do, and then they would get like people in, and then it was like real fucked up. Yeah, there's a whole documentary about it. Check it out.
All the cults go bad.
Yeah,
they all go bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like cults are known for having like hot followers. That's how you bring everyone in.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna put the faces bad. You're not gonna be like you're gonna pick the hot.
Yeah. They're the ones up front in the brochure. You know what I mean?
Well, they make Jesus hot. And there's no way he was.
Someone was just telling me about that, where it was like they remember going to like Catholic, or I think it was Pazitsky who actually was on the podcast or on her podcast. She was talking about how I think she was raised in like a religious school, and they had like a hot teacher, and they called him Mr. What a Waste.
Mr. What a Waste.
Because he was a hot, like, I think he was like Catholic or whatever, and they can't fuck or some shit like that. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, none of you can. I mean, it's like when people are Catholic, I'd be like, you're not supposed to fuck any teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Is there any religion? Is there any religion where they're like, all right, guys, fucking all the time? Oh yeah, cults. All right, we're just going back to cults.
Yeah. You're not supposed to fuck your teacher.
No.
Even like someone who's not an official teacher. You don't fuck anybody that you learn from.
No, not at all.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good to any instructor. It's bad. Your karate instructor, don't fuck them.
Your cycling instructor? Nope.
Your therapist, it's always inappropriate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't fuck anybody.
Asexuality is the way to go.
It's wrong. Sex is wrong.
If you could do drugs with any famous person in history, who would it be?
Drugs with anyone famous?
And what drug would it be as well?
From history, okay.
From history.
Yeah, anyone ever, pretty much, but like a historical figure.
Well, I feel like I should do something like really benevolent and like do mushrooms with Hitler so I didn't do anything. And like that's what I should do. I don't want to. Right, but I feel like if he would have been really, really high, I don't think Nazis. He didn't even smoke cigarettes. He was like
he didn't smoke cigarettes.
He was against everything. Yeah.
Wait, but didn't he wasn't he doing a bunch of drugs?
Oh yeah,
like he was doing like methamphetamines.
Right, the bad ones.
Yeah.
And look what he did.
Oh yeah.
They weren't ever like he was caught with weed and mushrooms and acid and
All the fun ones.
ecstasy. It's never those 5.
No,
in the blood. It's always the bad one. So it's like if he would have been like really, really just painting and high, I think
Maybe.
that would have been good for Earth.
Maybe, yeah.
What if I want to smoke weed with the devil.
Do mushrooms with the devil. How funny would it be? You find out Satan's just a real chill dude, and it was just
Well,
all
he was
crazy
an angel.
propaganda.
I want to get him back to that. People never talk about his backstory, but he started
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
He was an angel, right?
Yeah, he was a good one too.
He was a good one, like one of the best.
Right.
Wow.
So it's just a little weird. Like, so there was the time with no devil. Mm-hmm. Sounds horrible. Doesn't it sound like the worst movie?
Yeah.
You need a devil.
Yeah, you always need a devil.
No villain.
How about you, Frank?
Oh, famous person in history? Oh, man. I would really love to have gotten stoned with, like, Malcolm X and just, like, had fun shitting on white people. You know what I mean? Like, because it's one of those
He had
things.
jokes. He had good
You know
jokes.
what I mean? Like, because I can only imagine the shit that I've said about white people, but just imagine the shit that Malcolm X is. I mean, that's just what we have on tape is
Right.
crazy. You know
What
what
if
I mean?
there was like, he's like, they're not ready. They're not ready.
Just Malcolm X's unreleased hour that he never put out.
Because you see those interviews, you never see. I bet there's at least one time where he was like, "We got to cut that from the." I'm not telling Dick Cavett he's got to. Hey, don't.
Yeah, that'd be my guy.
I love Malcolm. That's like the best movie in the world.
It's amazing.
Just fascinating, and it's he seemed fun. That's what always sucks. You seen One Night in Miami? Mm-hmm. It's just they're all just trying to get drunk with Malcolm X, and he won't do it. And then nothing goes good after that.
Yep.
If they had got him, it would have been great. But he seems fun. He seems funny. He's so smart. It's like I would love that. And he could be chill, and but he's always just like.
Yeah, man, he's got he's got the whole weight
His
of
last
the world.
name is X.
Yeah, he's got an X on his name.
He can't smoke weed. This is the most intense name. I just can't imagine him smiling and like. It just doesn't. That would ruin the whole thing.
I've never seen someone smoke weed angrily, and he would.
No,
That'd be the first
he would.
time.
That like he's doing. You can't smoke weed and cradle your head like this. No one smokes weed and then does like that smart guy pose.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is horrible.
Frank, you have to torture someone. Choose one TV show to make them watch.
Oof.
On repeat.
Well, you're gonna burn a bridge. I'm gonna burn a bridge here.
It's such a funny way to answer that question. Well, you're gonna fucking burn a bridge. It's such a Hollywood like answer. Careful, bro.
Look out.
It's YouTube, dog.
Say one that's canceled already. I like Louis on FX. I like Louis on.
Oh man, you know what? The one that I want to say, I'm not gonna, because I know everyone on that show.
So now we know which one it is. Now we know. You could Google shows and find the one with his friends' faces.
Yeah. This is so easy to dunk on someone right now.
Season 2 roast battle.
Oh, that's just disrespectful. All right, guys, we're done with the episode. We're going to go to season 3 of Roast Battle. No, undateable. I would.
Undateable. Yeah, undateable.
But I wouldn't put in any of the Ron Funches scenes because I don't want them to enjoy a TV show because he really saved every scene he was on. He fucking stole it, dude.
See, even that was a compliment.
Did you hear the stories about Ron Funches on that show?
No.
So, like, when they would do the show and they would do takes, he was the only one that didn't have to repeat the same line.
Oh.
So they were just like, do something different. And he would just, like, every single different one. Like, and so it's just kind of cool that it was like, everyone else, like, kind of, but he was just one, like, they trusted him so much.
Right.
And, bro, he always was, too.
Yeah, he's so fun. And even his look, like, cutting to him is funny.
His voice, the look. His facial expressions,
Oh,
but
that
also
smile.
that, and just
What a
the way,
smile.
just like it's funny. I was like, his voice is like the extra layer of everything. You know what I mean? Like you see him, you're already dying laughing, all that jazz. His movements, his face, and then the second he like says something, it's done.
Wouldn't it ruin? It would crumble my whole world if I found out that was an act. Like if he got off stage and did you see?
He's like, "What's up, motherfucker?" And you're
Right.
like, "Oh my god!"
Did you hear the tape of Kirk Franklin? Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that
Ron
was
Funches just has Kirk Franklin
Yeah.
voice.
Kirk. I mean, that would ruin everything for me. That has to be true.
No, that would make everything better for me if I found out Ron Funches was just like a fucking, just like the fucking, you know. Anyways,
No, I think that is
The
kind of cool
realest
if
motherfucker.
that's true. If he really is, then that's a lot of respect for
But
that.
no,
I'm keeping that up.
I'm pretty sure that's how he is.
Ah man,
But-
I like the conspiracy theory better.
Yeah,
Ron Funches.
What
Let's get Ron Funches as hard trending. He's hard as fuck.
What bridge are you burning, brother?
Ooh, torture them with a show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Anything British? All those British shows, don't like them, and not about British people, but like made there.
BBC originals.
I love that you're like, I don't want to offend British people. I just want to let them know I don't like how they make their movies.
My eyes don't even. It doesn't even work. I can tell if something was made in England, and they're getting better about it. They're getting better.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Watch the British Office, but watch it after you've seen that ours is better. You watch that British Office and tell me it's not good.
And that's the end of round one.
Hey, all right. So this is round two. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
was that
Round two, baby.
Yeah, this is round two. I mean, we've smoked 3 times. This is the second.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I can't count. Can't count anymore.
What are we smoking on, JP?
This round's going to be pretty special. It's a Miss USA and some Fatso. They mix those together. The Miss USA is really kind of shining in this one in the nose. It's kosher kush and strawberry banana. The smell that actually comes out of that and a little bit of the taste is like unripened bananas. It's almost like a green banana. It's pretty wild.
That's actually pretty.
Yeah, the Fatso in there has Legend OG and GMO, and that really adds to a lot of kind of the aggressiveness of the flavor of how it kind of strong is and how much it kind of carries through and how much it lingers.
I'm on 90 milligrams of edibles right now.
Oh man, how was that?
I can't tell.
It's like Monday, yeah,
Yeah, it's the point where like 90 now just feels like,
a warm up.
yeah, like, I feel like I could take another 90.
Wow.
Well, we got another podcast.
Challenge accepted, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've walked around doing 180 in a day.
what does that feel like to you?
Well, you just stagger it. It just feels chill.
See, when I'm that high, I can't. Like walking sounds impossible.
Nah, at this
Like
point,
walking around, just going.
it's
and
just
doing
like,
stuff.
yeah, it's just easy.
Red. Boom. First question. You're in a parking lot and you back into a car, but no one sees. What's your next move?
Well, I mean, I've done it and I've just left. So I mean, I gotta give that. I mean, I know the right thing to do.
What's the right thing to do?
I don't know. Leave a note. Tell them you did it. Leave some money in there. I don't know. I'll leave. I got caught once. I did that in high school. I backed into my buddy BK's car, and I just left. It was just like they were both cars that were mostly rust anyway. It was like those old shitty high school, like your first cars. And I backed into it, and like 3 weeks later, he was parked next to me again, and he saw the same paint in the same spot. He was like, "That's the paint from my car on your car," and it was like Reese's, where he was like, "Ah, ah," and I got caught, and I was like, "Yeah, I backed into your car."
Did you have to pay for something?
No, he was just like, "Oh," because they were both like horrible cars. Like they weren't, they didn't look worse.
Yeah.
So he was just like, because I was doing the whole thing, in sitcoms when they're clearly caught, and I was just like, "Yeah, I don't know who did it." I did that for weeks. Yeah, I would leave. I would leave and then get caught.
I remember one time my mom was driving my uncle's car, and I was in the car with her, and she hit a parked car, right? And then she was like, "Don't tell your uncle." And I was like, "All right, cool." And we never said anything. And like 3 days later, he comes home and he's fucking furious. And he's like, fucking, I came out of work and someone hit my fucking car. And he's like, I think I know who the fuck it is. And we were like, oh shit. And he goes, it's that fucking Dick Darrell at my work. That motherfucker's been fucking with me this whole time. I'm gonna say some fucking shit to him next time I see him. And I remember, I think he fucking yelled at his coworker and was like, you hit my fucking car. And it was like a big thing. And I remember, we never told him.
Dude, this should be our sitcom. That would be the first episode. That's what would happen. You back in, they yell at work, that fucks their job, then they see the pain at the end. They're like, oh, that's it. We're just pieces of shit. Just driving people's cars.
Pieces of shit. You know, I hear NBC loves shitty sitcom. All right, I'll stop shitting on it.
NBC. I'd make them watch NBC. The whole. Wow, that's a bridge.
It is.
That's a bridge. We just burnt.
I need like a scoreboard for how many bridges. Because also, actually, I'll say this. I'm at this point where in comedy now, all the producers that would produce shows at the store now produce shows outside places. Mm-hmm. And they weren't booking me to begin with in the beginning because I was a door guy and I was like, oh, you're not, a name yet. And then now it's like, not a door guy, paid regular, all this jazz. He's still not going to book me because it's like, it's this weird feeling of like what I can only assume being like seeing a younger guy and then like feeling weird about it, Which is such an odd thing to see. Right. So
it's weird watching a booker's career because most people don't go to their Wikipedias ever. Like, my favorite booker.
Yeah.
But I do. I follow them. And the ones that don't book me get promoted all the time. Mostly them. Mm-hmm. Their careers go great. And I'm like, is it just not booking me? What if that's the secret?
Who knows?
But none of them get fired. They always book another thing I want to get on.
Yeah, they're like priests that molest kids. They just kind of get moved around. And then their shitty decisions affect so many other people. Yeah.
Talk about burning a bridge. You know what bookers remind me of is child molesters. You book.
Not like comedy clubs that I get up at. I'm talking about specifically outside shows.
Yeah. And the ones that don't book me get promoted.
Yeah.
We're the biggest.
Oh, God. Listen, having a place to record on Mondays gives you too much confidence.
I know. I'm feeling so good. Feeling very confident.
Who's an actor you could beat up and why, Caleb?
I think I could beat up most professional actors. They're not a professional fighter. They act, I don't think they know how desperate I can be.
I feel like certain actors, it's definitely an act, but then there's that one actor who's just like, I've done 50 million action movies. Right. So you're just like, I feel like they might have picked up something. Like, I feel like Keanu Reeves can probably fuck up a lot of people.
Maybe, but how often is he fighting though?
Absolutely not. But if it ever came down to it, I think he'd fuck someone up.
So I think he is a black belt in some martial arts. So he went and did stunt shoot, actually learned to shoot for a lot of those, for John Wick and shit like that. Wow. Yeah. I got really high and watched a lot of behind the scenes.
Me too. Yeah.
So I was thinking that when you first said it, I was like, I'll just shoot him. How good they can.
It's Indiana to Harrison Ford.
You can't shoot Keanu. We've seen what happens when bullets.
Right, he knows how to shoot.
Yeah, and he also knows how to dodge.
Man, yeah, and he doesn't fuck around. Man, John Wick's the shit.
It is.
Oh, man.
I don't think I answered my question.
Shit.
I feel like this is, again, burning a bridge. I feel like I could beat up... Who can I... Who's the child actor in the new It movies? The lead kid? I can't remember. He's in Stranger
Things. You're gonna beat up a kid?
Yeah, I'll fuck a kid up.
I thought that was maybe your bridge to telling me who it was. I was like, oh,
no. Yo, I could beat the shit out of any child actor in Hollywood.
Damn, I don't think I could kick. Who's the kid in AI?
The
Sixth Sense kid.
Yeah.
He's a robot. He could kill me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm more likely to beat up an adult. I can get mad. I can't get mad at a kid. Really.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah. Well, if you beat up a kid, that's burning a bridge. No one will book you. You go to jail for kicking a kid's ass.
I mean, Cat Williams seems to be doing fine.
Well, the kid beat him up.
Oh, maybe that's the thing.
If he beat the shit out of that kid,
it'd be a whole different story. Worse. But if a kid whoops the shit out of you, it's kind of I
think he sold more tickets. Because I love the kid. That's funny.
Yeah.
He got beat up by his child. That's so on brand and hilarious.
Yeah.
Ah, I love it.
Frank, what's your philosophy on life?
Smoke weed, do mushrooms, and have fun.
That's changed to mine. This is the greatest. I didn't even smoke weed much, but now I'm like, damn it, it's so good. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna smoke weed every day.
You're like, you change your last name to Castillo?
Yeah. No, I know people steal jokes. Was anyone trying to just like take someone's identity?
Absolutely. I mean, he writes for SNL. Stephen Castillo changed his last name from Stephen King. So he was like, I don't want people to think of my last name's the same as a writer. So he picked like his very Hispanic godmother's last name, which happens to be my last name.
Well,
I'm not bitter about it at all.
but did the name get it though?
Well,
Probably.
I mean, absolutely. Castillo's such a strong name. I mean, they probably saw
Way better than Stephen King gives people nightmares.
King. Yeah, absolutely.
That's like Tom Brady was named after Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And he changed it to Carr.
Yeah.
But people have positive
Yeah.
feeling. Stephen King's never wrote anything that doesn't conjure fear.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a comedian with that.
True.
It's tough.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
What about you, Caleb? Just
I'm totally
smoke weed
forgot.
every day now?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you said it.
Well, no,
my
I
bad.
think
That was
the
my
main one
bad.
is, a lot of my philosophies come from that. My parents, for some weird reason, made a huge effort to let me know I was going to die.
My mom did the same thing to me when I was a
Yeah.
fucking like 9.
They're like, you're going to die.
It like terrified me.
Yeah,
dude.
they really wanted that death concept in there. And maybe I asked, but I think they should have waited. But they really, and then they're like, and even if you don't die, Jesus is going to come back. And then, so that's the only way you won't die. But then you might go to hell. So go to heaven. They told me that one. I think that was the third thing they told me. They were like, Mama, Dad, hell. So most of mine go off that. It's like, we're going to die. Have some fun. Find a way to enjoy it if you can. And if you need to steal stuff, do it.
And that's the end of round 2.
We are back. Hey, we're back. We are back. How you feeling?
Hi.
Hi. We just happened off camera, but I like was fucking with you, and you were just like, oh god, and you were like I forgot that lies exist.
I would have fallen for Got Your Nose at this point. You could get me with Got Your Nose.
Because
right
you're
now.
so fucking.
Yeah,
like-
I'm just like, I believe everything.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
So right here,
Oh, sweet.
double tap. All right. What are we smoking on, JP?
Beautiful. This round is one of my favorites, the tried and true, the garlic cookies. It's gonna be just
Garlic cookies.
yeah, chem cookies. It has a wonderful taste. That is almost like sautéing garlic and onions almost. And it has a way where as you're hitting it, it coats your mouth almost with this like oily texture. And it kind of lingers in your mouth, so you'll be tasting it even after the exhale. It's kind of crazy. It's become one of my favorite strains in the last like year or so. It's become super popular in hash and rosin because it has about a 30% yield, which is you get about 30% return on the product you put into it, which is really high. Normally you get about 10 to 12%.
So that's why most of this costs so much money, is because you're putting like a pound of weed, but you're only getting like a fraction
Of it back.
Of it back. Yeah. That's why they kind of relate this to being like wine. You know what I mean? Because it's more of a. So it's definitely, this is definitely a like, not a niche market, but it's definitely like I feel like a dick trying to make dabs sound like a fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
The word connoisseur gets thrown around a lot.
yeah. And we're in fucking ridiculous. You know, anyways.
You mean you're in ridiculous clothing?
What? I wasn't gonna finish that sentence
Yeah.
because why would
Is there a connoisseur? Like, I know you can become an official connoisseur of wine with somewhere.
Well, a lot of dispensaries, that's what like a really higher end job is, right? I guess like a more like his position. He's one of the youngest buyers at a dispensary in LA.
Yeah, a lot of it is just like kind of over time. But yeah, there's really no like sommelier program for cannabis. Really, a lot of it is people who are just like kind of really passionate about it, trying to kind of describe it or kind of share it as much as possible.
But he's at the point where like, but tell you what it is.
What, really?
Like within like a certain variety, but yeah, and it's a lot of times like now a lot of the very popular strains get bred into a lot of things, and so you can normally pick them out pretty easily, either off the look or the smell of the flower.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's why he's here.
I can't even tell like
And he's
between
fine.
like whiskey and beer. I can't. I have no senses at all.
Yeah.
Like I can tell the taste.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if you put it in front, I'll be like alcohol.
It's booze.
Yeah, I know the booze smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been
How long
fun.
have you been like as an expert? Like how long does it take to get that?
So I mean, I've been in the industry for about 6 years now, but I've been smoking every weed for like 8 years, maybe. Every day for like 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've had like 2 days
You
like
got
that I can
10,000
remember.
hours.
At least. Guaranteed.
That's how you do it.
I got it signed off.
Yeah, we met at the comedy store, and we hit it off over weed.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Right. This last round is red flags or not red flags. You're gonna be on a date with someone, and I'm gonna give you something. You let me know if it's a red flag or not. First one, Frank. They reach into their purse, and there's lots of condoms. Like just an abundance of condoms, not just like a thing of 4 of them. They're in a pack. I'm talking about packs of condoms.
Not a red flag, because either way you're getting pussy.
Wait, what was where are the condoms?
In her purse.
In her purse?
Yeah, so you see just rummaging through a purse, and then there's...
I mean, it wouldn't be I don't know if that's a red flag. I mean, how could that be negative?
I mean, well, it could. I mean, I don't want to answer this and then this be the clip that gets me canceled.
I mean,
I feel like prostitutes have a lot of condoms on them, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Like maybe she's a sex worker.
That makes sense.
Which even then, I'm still like, all right, that's fine.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at it.
No, why would you
No,
be mad?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's
Did
not
Frank
that's
just
not really
admit
a-
to?
The first thing I would think is that it was a joke. Like she's being funny. Like if she had 30 like that's really funny, and I'd be like, that's even if you're Catholic, that's a good joke.
You're pointing like, ha
That's a
ha
red flag. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. So I think that was what's a good flag?
I don't know what is it.
let's go like red flag or green light.
Green
Green
light.
light.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. It's not even.
I'm not even gonna fucking just
Not
go.
the same.
Yeah, we're.
yeah. Green light?
That's not a red flag. Unless you and her don't use condoms.
Well, it's your first date.
That's a first date.
Yeah.
Well, you've had sex before then. You have sex before your first date.
She's bad at texting.
Wow.
Well, I guess
Like she's old or she doesn't text back.
It takes time to respond. The responses are all messed up. Not full, complete sentences.
I don't think I can handle. Oh, that's really fucked up to say because I also don't spell words the best. I also don't speak well either.
Right.
But so yeah, I guess the not texting timely thing would bug the shit out of me. That's pretty much it.
But as long as she's one of those people who's like, I don't even take my phone and I like camp a lot and like I'm a very earthy like person. But if you're also mean, you can't. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like a serious like if you're on other apps and you don't. But if you're like a person that is on your phone, you don't text me.
Yeah,
Of course, that's a red flag.
So it's like it's like, oh, you see it and then you're actively literally like, you know what I mean? Then it's like, yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
But if you're just spacey, then it's like, all right, I can understand.
Yeah. I don't want anyone looking up after I text them.
Looking up.
Like,
Oh yeah.
or like, you want them to go,
You want him to lean in?
Yeah, you don't want them to look up. I look up at all my texts. I never want.
Her best friend is her mother.
Yeah. That's a red flag.
I don't know. It doesn't bug me.
As long as she's kidding, if she's like, and my mom's my best friend. As long as she says it like that.
Well,
They got matching jumpsuits. They're best friends.
I guess it really depends on if the mom's hot.
That's going to be the answer to the rest of my questions.
But also, it's one of those things like, are they best friends in the sense that they're super close? Are they? And she doesn't have any other friends. If she doesn't have any other friends and her mom's like her only friend, that's a little weird. But if she's like, I have like my close friends, but like the person I'm really closest to is my mom, then it's like, there's a lot of reasons for that. You know what I mean? Health stuff, fucking like, they went through something crazy together. That's like reasonable. But like if
Yeah.
it's like I don't get along with any other bitch except my mom, it's like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah. I don't think that's not, and also I don't think that's the life you want for your own kids. You want them to find a friend that's not you.
Yeah.
That's weird. Come on, get a friend.
Doesn't drink or do drugs at all.
I mean, I guess that's not a red flag, but I mean, it's
I guess the reason why they don't is the red flag. Like if they were just like I was never into it, then it's like okay. But if they were just like this one time, then it's like oh okay, this is why we can't let you have any of this.
Well, it's all, and everything's a red flag if it's the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If we already don't, if she does something really horrible later, and then you go, oh, well, I know these are all red flags. They're all clues. These could all be clues to the next, something worse. So I don't know. They're all kind of. I shouldn't be best friends with your mom. Is this all the same lady? She's got condoms in her purse. And wants her best friend and like.
It's all the same date.
But she's just really hot, and you're just like, oh, so many flags. But it's I'm gonna go yellow light on this one, but I'm gonna creep through the intersection.
That's the end of round 3, guys.
Oh, good
All right.
round.
Perfect. So, did you have fun? That was it.
That was great.
We'll do one last.
Oh,
You don't
man.
have to if you don't want to.
I don't know if I can get higher and get home.
Yeah. Didn't you just call it?
I don't know where my phone is. It could be any pocket. I can't think that far ahead.
Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay. I got kicked off of Twitter.
Wait, what?
I tweeted. This was before he was the nominee. I was tweeting as Joe Biden. I thought it was really funny. I didn't realize that was against all the rules. You can't change your avatar and your name and like all this stuff because it's like important. Anyway, I thought it was fun, so I tweeted as Joe Biden. It was the most fun I've ever had, just tweeting those weird sentences.
What did you?
I would tweet shit like, it's this Christmas, don't forget if you need your truck to do the job and you got a car, you're halfway there. So let's all remember who it's for. Like things where you go, that sounded like it could make sense. But that's the way he would talk in the debates, and it was so funny to me. And I thought he'd never be president, so I was just like, ha ha ha. And then they took my Twitter away. But it was a lot of fun, so I'm starting over on Twitter.
Which is hilarious to me because it's not even like you did it and you were like, I'm going to tweet funny little jokes. And it wasn't like you could have been so much worse.
Yeah. But they were serious about it. And they took it away.
Oh, my God.
So I had to create a second. I was doing good on Twitter. It was going great. And then they took it all away. But I'm at Dumb Caleb on Twitter. Please follow me. No one has seen anything I've tweeted in like a year because of this. So, when they took Trump's Twitter, that's the first time I was like, dude,
I feel you.
It's rough. It's rough.
All right. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming. JP, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, dude. This was
great.
So much fun. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Punch Extracts. Thank you, Punch Edibles. Thank you, PUFFCO. I'm not forgetting anything else, right? Thank you, Comedy Store. Thank you, everybody. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much, bro.
Best day of my life.